Hello, welcome to Escape the Locks Piano. It's Dan here. Yesterday I got asked this really interesting question on one of the pieces in ABRSM's Grade 3 piano book, the 2025 and 2026 syllabus. It's the Allegro Moderato, the A1 piece, and Angela asked, she said, how do you overhold bass notes in the Alberti bass to provide warm harmonic support under the actual lyrical melody? How do you actually do that, please? I think that's a really interesting question, and there's a few bits to it that I think we can break down. I assume that the bar being talked about particularly is bar 13 in the piece, and here's what it sounds like. So it's in the middle there. Let's take a little bit more of a detailed look about that, and possibly the most difficult bar of the actual piece. Let's take a run through bar 13 in context, the first few bars of that second section of the piece, and then we'll do a bit of a deep dive on it. Okay, so let's break bar 13 down then into a couple of little bits, take it hand separately, and we'll look at the left hand first because that's where the Alberti bass is, and in particular that held E. So the difficult part really that you need to get used to is holding a note down and then playing other notes in the same hand, releasing them but not releasing the E. A good way to do that is to play the E by itself, hold it down, and then play individual notes and release. Maybe just a single finger to start with. Then try a few other fingers. And then try the pattern in bar 13 itself. Maybe just repeat those notes. All the while holding down that fifth finger. And then the complete bar 13, which is lift everything back down on the E. And again. Let's think about the right hand then, and we've got a staccato B and then a held G. So another component that makes it difficult is that when you've got staccato in one hand, the brain very much wants both hands to do the same thing with both hands. So the instinct without practice will be to come off very sharply with both hands. So it's all about practicing holding a note down, playing legato effectively, in the left hand whilst playing staccato in the right. Good way of doing that would be to just attack both notes at the same time, come off sharply on one and practice holding the other. And in fact the bar before is quite good training because that's got 4 staccato Bs and a legato pattern of quavers underneath it. So you need to play those smoothly with a staccato over the top. Kind of practice that at a slow speed, and then that gets you into bar 13. Introduce the rest of the right hand in bar 13, the G, and that brings you on to the kind of the third component of difficulty, which is you've got to hold the G whilst releasing everything in the left hand, and of course you release things in the left hand, your brain kind of wants to do the same thing in the right hand. Wants to do that, what has to happen is that comes up, the G stays down. Up, hold that down. So just practice everything in bits and then put it together slowly. And as you get used to the mechanics of it, then you can introduce the speed gradually. Well, Angela, I hope you found that useful. I hope that you got some benefit from it and making this video public for anybody else that might benefit. See you next time.